what you're saying. Nani? Get out my business, okay?
Hey, how you guys doing? My name's Heero. This is the Identity Booth. We are wrapping up the show, but before we go, I want to talk about something that is that happened over the weekend. Over the weekend, around 12 o'clock on Saturday, the moratorium went away for eviction notices. Basically, to give you guys a TLDR of this, basically for the past couple of months, the federal government has been halting payments on mortgages, which has led to landlords and homeowners to not have to pay their mortgage, which means they don't have to collect rent and things of that nature, with the idea of them having to pay them forward. Now, this is kind of a sus situation because this was diluted by some states. Some states rejected this and the federal funding and decided to go at it their own. But overall, the federal government still has superseding over it, and nobody is saying no to free money. But that moratorium expired over the weekend. So come Monday, 9 million people were prepared to be excommunicated from their livelihoods. And this was a horrendous situation that could have gone horribly for a group of people, especially our demographic. And lo and behold, who was holding or withholding the keys to justice and servitude of the political parties, the Republican. Now I'm gonna shit on them, but it goes without saying that the Democratic Party couldn't come with a resolve for this. They didn't plan for this in advance, and I know their hands are tied, but it still doesn't help that their communication was left to a protest and not more of a bipartisan effort. Like, we brought you there to be delegators of issues. If you can't delegate, then you're not really helping us with our issues. A lot of our politicians' go-to method is protest. And I mean, it's the First Amendment for a reason, but I feel like you should be savvy enough as our officials to be able to avoid these one-off situations. So let's take a look at the article of choice. Biden administration set to issue new eviction moratorium. This is epic for us in so many ways, because what ended up happening is the administration wanted to push forward and have a presidential moratorium, which is amazing because I think it's the first of its kind, but also, of course, a bunch of federal judges and a bunch of Republicans. And this is the interesting part, because no Republican wants to touch this. No Republican wants to put their hand up and say, I want to stop the moratorium. So they want to sue the administration. But a bunch of people ignored the call to come back over the weekend or cut their vacation short to solve this issue. None of them did that. So you really get to see how the cars fly. But you know what? I'll give Biden credit for this. He stepped up. He drew a line in the sand, and he said he will use his presidential power, because ultimately this demographic affects Democrats, Republicans, all the same. We're all still suffering from the pandemic. 9 million people would have been out of their homes. We as Americans have some of the weirdest issues. Like, Americans have problems that we shouldn't have. There are more houses than there are people in this country. So why do we have homeless people? There's more food available per person in this country than there are people. So why do we have hungry people? It's crazy to me. There are like there's like for every car you see, there are 4 other cars that are driving with only one person in it. So if we just made public transportation more effective, we all wouldn't need cars, and we could literally drop our carbon footprint off the map. But America loves creating their own problems, and then it takes drastic measures to solve it. But I wanted to tell you, this isn't the reason why the moratorium didn't exist. I said it once and I'll say it again. In the face of adversity, women of color will save this country. All hail Cori Bush on her 5-day protest, sitting on the Capitol to get this done, alongside AOC and Senator Schumer. You will never see Republicans doing this. You will never see Republicans doing this. So how can you say you're, as a Republican, if you vote as a Republican, that this is something you're interested in doing? This is something that you're interested in supporting. Cori Bush, freshman, out here doing the damn thing. Women of color. I got people who say black women don't deserve they deserve everything. They're amazing. Cori Bush came through and hooked us up alongside with AOC. So whenever someone hits you with that, what are they doing? This is what they're doing. They're part of the center right. Shut the fuck up. You sound ridiculous. Badgering people defending you. It's like wearing a bulletproof vest and shooting in between the plates in your body. You just look dumb. It's crazy. Put some hearts in the chat. You goddamn right. Put some hearts in the chat. So, and I just love putting this reminder out there for them that it's the motherfucking goats. These are motherfucking goats that did it for us. So, I'll be interested to see how long this moratorium lasts. I'll be interested to see the federal judges step in and do something about this. We'll definitely look at this story. We're not done with it. I want to get a better understanding of how this could play out and how this could affect us. So, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, definitely leave that in the comment section below. But this was another little quick segment because I just want to let you know. Stacey Abrams saved Atlanta. Stacey Abrams saved Atlanta. A lot of y'all won't admit that. A lot of people won't admit that. Stacey Abrams saved Atlanta. And by chance, saved the world. Shook up the world. She shook up the world, baby. So for us, right? Let's get into it. Comment, like, share, subscribe. All those beautiful good things. They help us out. They move us forward. They get us in the analytics. I appreciate you guys 110%. Like, y'all don't know what this means. I got 4 people still watching me. That's love. Like, I've been on this show. Ooh, you can see how long I've been watching. Let me geek out real quick. Hold on. It'll tell you how long I've been on. What's the button? What's the combination?
But it's so hard to find through the daily grind. Been working overtime, and I'm sleep deprived. Shorty on the line, and we fuss and fight. Seems like every night. Don't care who's wrong or right. I hope the end is sight. Slow it down, and we can catch the vibes.